Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the full moon chart for January of 2025. The first chart read for the new year. This is going to be the full moon in Cancer, and it is occurring on January 13th, 2025 at 5:27 p.m. Eastern. We have a big shift of the energy changing. The nodes have changed sign, and that's going to usher in a whole different kind of energy for the collective. We'll talk about it in a minute. First, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Vickieverlie, and you're watching the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. You can find me at vickieverlie.com. Do not be fooled by imposters who are messaging people on social media. It's rampant. The only way to contact me is through my website. If you enjoy my content, you can hit that subscribe and like. It costs nothing, and I appreciate it oh so much. Okay, so this is the first chart read of the new year, and I mean, yeah, we're looking at the full moon, and it's conjunct Mars at 24 of Cancer, but really, I always read it kind of psychically, and this is the news here. This is the event, because I believe it's even that day or the day before. It's within 24 hours, I believe, that this node changes signs. It went from 0 of Aries, and it retrograde. Always, the nodes always go in a backward motion, where most of the other planets are moving forward, this way. The nodes are always going in a retrograde motion from our perspective. So, but the nodes at 29 of Pisces, that's so spiritual, that's so deep, spiritual, and it's conjuncting Neptune, the ruler of the planet, the ruling planet of Pisces here. So this is intense. Intensity at 10 cities. It's intense, but it's also subtle at the same time. It's powerful. Maybe intense isn't quite the right word. Maybe powerful. It's deep. It's powerful. It's revealing our past lives. It's revealing our soul's path, our soul's journey. It's causing us to, where Aries is so much in the real world, where we had the Aries before, the North Node was in Aries. That's all go, go, go. Let's get things done. Charge full, charge ahead. We're going to be the leader and charge right forward. The Pisces is hanging back. The Pisces is getting the lay of the land. The Pisces is soaking it all in, and it's going into our deep subconscious minds, and it's paying attention to our dreams, and it's communing with our higher self and spirit, and it's getting those messages and downloads. It's communing with the muse, because Pisces and Neptune is very much of a creative, and it's the creativity that's not contrived. It's the good stuff. It's the stuff that's not constructed or contrived. It's the kind that you just get this big download, and you're just, going as fast as you can to get it out, because it's just flowing right through you. It's aligning with flow. What's that one shirt I did? Ease and flow, ease and flow. I align with ease and flow. Visualizing, dreaming, connectedness of us all on the subconscious level. So there's this. I mean, this is the juicy stuff that I love, right? This is all the stuff that I'm really into. And not only is the North Node, well, they're conjunct at 27 and 29 degrees, but we've got, Venus has recently moved into Pisces. We've got a big lineup in Pisces here. Venus conjoined to Saturn. Again, the Venus brings in that creative stuff, that creativity, that joy, what makes you happy, what makes your heart sing, what you find pleasing, beautiful. Venus, Saturn, 12th house energy here, Pisces energy. This could be, if you're looking for love, this could absolutely bring in a love from a past life, for sure. Okay, or any kind of relationship from a past life relationship, past life connections. Karmic relationships, yes, but with the Venus energy, not all our past life. Yes, we're going to learn from the people we interact with in this incarnation, sure, but it doesn't all have to be bad. There's always going to be the ups and downs. There's no fairy tales. I always tell people there's no fairy tales. That, relationships require work, no matter what kind of a relationship it is. Even friendships or family relationships, they require work. But these are soul contracts. Soul contracts are getting fulfilled, and getting the connections are forming, because we're slowing down and listening and hearing. And the energy, sometimes in this, especially in the society that we live in, You know, it's so we're multitasking and we're on the phone and we gotta do this and do that. And I mean, right now, okay, I have this tablet open. I think I've discussed this before. I have this tablet open. I have another tablet open because I was doing personal readings that pulls up the emails so I can look at them. And then I have a TV on which I was listening to music through over there. So I have 3 devices here, and it's just me sitting in the room. I've got 3 different, and my phone's over there too. It's not, but I mean, come on, you know, we have all our devices going, and most of the time, I'll be working on stuff on the computer in the evenings or whatever, and I've got some kind of either a concert I'm playing on YouTube or some TV show I'm watching. I've got a TV on too, you know. So it's rare that we ever just get to that, you know, slow down, contemplative place. You know, that's to make use of this energy because it's going to be so prevalent and so enveloping, my guides are saying. It's so enveloping. If we can find time to quiet down, if we can turn off the devices for a minute and just, or water, it's water, go by the water, take a bath, take a shower. That's why I think that's half the reason why people get so many downloads in the shower. There's other reasons. There is this kinetic energy and flow and stuff, but I think it's just because we're not on our devices then. We're alone with ourselves there, you know? And so we have a minute, even if you're not a regular meditator. I don't do traditional meditation, but I definitely do it through music and creativity for sure, and being in nature, you know. I'm not one to sit there cross-legged and saying mantras, but I definitely, and I need that. This is that quiet alone time. This is finding peace. This is connecting with peace, my guides just said. I was saying finding peace, and they said connecting with peace. Connecting with peace. Being of peace. The peace within you. That's what they're saying. Being of peace, the peace within you. This is something they came through with a long time ago. I was this keepers of the peace. They said instead of the term light workers, we would call you the keepers of the peace. And it's not the keepers of the peace like you're the bouncer or the policeman. You know, we're going to keep peace. We're going to, through brute force, you know, I'm the keeper of the peace, or my gun, the peacekeeper. There's guns called peacekeepers, right? I think I seem to remember that from Back to the Future or some movie, right? But it's like, no, instead of light workers, be the keeper of the peace. And that's an inside job. That's something from within. And if you can be the keepers of the peace, you know, if you can keep your head when those about you are losing, whatever, there's another saying, you know, but it's all boils down to the same basic concept of, you know, finding that peace within, calling it into your very essence, being centered, being grounded, radiating it out, putting yourself in that bubble. I know it can be difficult. Believe me, I know it can be difficult, especially if you live in, you know, a place where there's a lot of noise. It's at times, you know, it's hard, but and it wears down your outer bubble. You know, I picture it like, say this is your bubble of peace, you know, your shield of peace, and then it keeps emanating outward, outward, outward. But then if something's bang, bang, pounding to get in, and then your thing of peace gets all full of jagged marks and holes, and it gets all tattered and screwed up, you know, sometimes it's hard to get that place again. So, you know, like if you have to, maybe go somewhere else, go in nature, at least for an hour. You know, anybody can go for an hour, you know, go down by the water for an hour, you know, or, you know, and rebuild that and refortify that and energize that, you know, just this coming from within, and then, you know, fix all those holes. But it starts here, and then the more you do it, the more it echoes out, echoes out, echoes out, echoes out. You know, echoes out into infinity. They always tell me that. All right, so there's that. But let's talk about the actual full moon. The actual full moon's at 24 degrees, actually trining this whole thing over here, trining the Neptune at North Node conjunction. But also the full moon is conjunct Mars here. Now, that's not, you know, this Cancer, Mars and Cancer, it's not the best matchup here, right? Because Mars is Aries energy, it wants to go, 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 it's the god of war, and Cancer is the nesting and the home and creating that warm, special space, comfort. Oh, I didn't realize that was off screen. Sorry about that. I'm not starting over. Here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to move this. There we go, sorry. I'm not going to start over, because I said too much that was good stuff I want to keep. Sometimes I will. If I look up and something's screwy, I'll just start again, but I'm not starting again this time. But see, yeah, so the Moon Mars. I feel like the best way to maybe use this energy is to, okay, we're going to have a full moon. It's going to illuminate things, right? This whole Pisces thing, wow. You know, our soul, you know, soul-bearing thing, you know, awareness is descending on us, is what my guides are saying. It's also sextiling Uranus, so we could really get these big aha moments, these big downloads. And what can we do about it? A course of action. Even though it's a full moon, with Mars energy, it could illuminate a course of action. Where are we going to go with this? Okay, we could sit around all day and realize, oh, there's suffering in the world, and oh, there's this, there's that. You know, there has to be, it can't all be the guru on the mountain kind of energy, the guru thing. You know, you gotta, we're incarnate for a reason, we're in bodies for a reason. You know, we're the boots on the ground crew here, okay? We're the ones that are supposed to be actually doing stuff to make things happen, actually taking action. So if there's things going on and you're just like, yeah, I mean, because this can be that Neptune, you know, the fish swims upward. One fish swims upward, but one fish swims downward, okay? And then the downward spiral is the depression, the escaping reality. Oh, the world's too harsh, I have to escape it, I can't deal. But the upward is ascending to a higher spiritual plane, you know. So what can we do about it? What can we do? Don't get too overwhelmed. You can get overwhelmed with a lot of Pisces energy, okay? Let's not get overwhelmed. Let's be realistic. Let's make a plan of action that is Cancerian, so therefore it is nurturing and loving. My little fish, there we go. You know, it's nurturing and love. This is almost the same. The Cancer, you know, you turn it sideways and it's pretty much the same thing. You know, it's nurturing, it's loving, it's inclusive to all. Now, we've got this Pluto firmly in Aquarius now, and in this particular chart, now this is only for Eastern time, but it is conjunct the part of fortune. Big changes could be big profits, they're saying. But profits not necessarily only in finances, you know, making big moves, contemplating these big moves, contemplating them, being aware of them. They're saying Pluto is the initiator. I don't really see it that way necessarily in my mind, but that's what the guys are saying. Pluto is the initiator, using the energy of Pluto as the initiator. Yeah, that's what they're coming through with. And we've got Pluto's this thing here. Whoa, it's squaring up with the Vesta. Vesta and Scorpio. So this divine feminine energy, this divine feminine is rising. Vesta's not that far off from Lilith here. So there's this divine feminine energy in the powerful, you know, working with the powerful energy of the Scorpion, you know, the Scorpio energy, which is Pluto's ruler, actually. Pluto rules over Scorpio. So, you know, there's this working with that divine energy, but in a scorpionic way. And Scorpio is, you know, very powerful. It's very, of the water signs, you know, Scorpio is the most powerful, forthright, determined. You know, a lot of the water is about being in flow, and it's like, well, we can go this way, we can go that way, whatever, you know, go with the flow, and they're more, you know, in this flowy energy. But Scorpio's pretty much present, and Scorpio's determined and hardworking and ambitious and strong, you know. The water signs, the other two are kind of like, not that they're not strong, they have different kinds of strengths, you know. The Pisces has a different kind of strength of holding that higher spiritual energy, and then the Cancer has the strength of, you know, keeping the family together, and, you know, that thing, the healing and everything. But the Scorpio is the one that's going to be the one who's going to, you know, I'm hearing not take no for an answer. That's what the guides are saying. Scorpios are not taking them. Yeah, and I could see that too, because they can be it's a very fixed energy as well. I'm just looking here. Let me just check the aspect here. And they've got Jupiter squaring up the Venus. Yeah. There's Jupiter square Venus. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. And Jupiter squaring the Neptune-Venus conjunction, you might as well just say here. Yeah, Jupiter's going to amplify that. Jupiter's going to bring the words. They're saying, bring the words. Because a lot of times, again, when we're dealing with all this heavy Piscean energy, it's non-verbal. It's not a verbal thing. And it's an emotional thing. It's an inward thing. It's a speak to me only with your eyes thing. You know, it's not verbal. So this is going to give verbiage. Is that a word? Give verbiage to? Is that right? But verbalize. It's going to allow us. You could allow us to verbalize what's been kind of swimming around, maybe through creativity for sure. Could be writing, you know, whether it's writing music, or whether it's creating art, or poetry, or whatever, or, you know, anything. But also, oh dang it, I almost forgot it. I think I didn't forget it. We were talking about, giving verbiage to our own emotions and feelings. Being able to articulate them and process them mentally, because Gemini is Mercury energy, third house, Mercury. This is expressing mentally, comprehending mentally. You know, it's all the mercurial mind stuff that we do. I'm hearing mind games. Quit playing those mind games together. It's one of the Beatles. I think it's John Lennon, but I'm not for sure. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, stop playing those mind games together. That's not what I was picking up on, but that's what the guys just came through with. What I was trying to say, what I was trying to express verbally. I'm kidding. Don't mock me in the comments. I'm mocking myself. Yeah, what I was trying to express verbally is that just that not mind games, clarity. You know, taking what could be convoluted in this Piscean. That's one of the downsides of that downward facing fish. Okay, it could be convoluted, all right? That's a good keyword for the negative expression of Neptune Pisces energy. And having clarity, you know, and being able to process it. And Jupiter amping it up to be able to process it maybe at lightning speed, they're saying, yeah. I'm noticing here too, Jupiter is trining with Ceres over here. And Ceres is the goddess of the grain, also a very fertile kind of a thing. So, you know, it's amping up this mental energy. It's a precursor of, I was just saying this in one of the private readings I was doing, you know, this energy, you know, this stuff like Uranus has been in Taurus. It's going to move into Gemini soon, well, mid-year, you know. We're getting into this amped up air fire energy where when the Uranus and Taurus could be kind of sluggish, Pluto and Capricorn could be kind of sluggish. Even the stuff that's in Pisces that's going to move on into Aries later in the year, Neptune and Saturn, they're going to make a conjunction later this year. So, you know, things are going to start really moving quickly. And this is giving us a plan of action. This is giving us some comprehension. This is giving us answers. Finally found the answers to the questions that keep rolling. I'm hitting the wrong note, but rolling through my mind. Isn't it time? Isn't it time? It's our time to beg. Falling in love could be your mistake. Keeps coming back to don't falling. Every time I'm wanting to say how this could be this big love thing, they just said falling in love could be your mistake. And what was the other one earlier? It was something I was quoting, and it turned out to be kind of a downer. I forget what already. Well, it's going to be different for everybody. It depends. How much of your own spiritual work have you done? Have you cleaned up your own messes? Or are you going to be dragging all these messes from one relationship to another? This is an opportunity to really see clearly, like, what you've been dragging around. Stop dragging my heart around. Yeah, stop dragging my heart around. Okay, they're really getting musical now. I know that bugs a lot of people sometimes, but I'm always going to go with whatever is being presented. You know, this is why this is a psychic reading and not this isn't this is more coming from this end for me. You know, I'm always doing that. This is a basis to build upon and get the messages from. But anyways, yeah. So it's exciting. It's exciting times. It's powerful. This is really, even it's because it's trining it too. But this Neptune node thing, when is? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. But my calendar doesn't say that. I'd have to really do some digging. But it's gonna come soon. Well, actually, I have an ephemeris right here. I could take a quick peek here. When's that that nodal conjunction is going to be with the Neptune? I mean, it's an orb now. It's an orb, so it's effective. It's absolutely happening. It's affecting us. I'm just going to take a quick peek in the ephemeris while I happen to have it out, because I've been doing all the pounding down these year ahead readings here, really getting it going. There's probably going to be, let's see here, because Neptune's going to move. There might be a couple. Let's take a quick peek here. Let's take a gander. Well, there's going to be one in February, early February, at 28 degrees, like the first week of February. Let's see, is it going to retrograde down and catch up again in some way? No, looks like not. So that would be the only conjunction. So a couple weeks from this date, it'll be exact. But I mean, we're feeling it now. It's not like, okay, today is the North Node Neptune conjunction. With these longer transits, they have a wider orb of influence. They have a wider span of influence. So when this full moon hits, especially because the full moon itself is trining right in there, I mean, we're feeling that stuff. We're definitely feeling that stuff. It's going to be deep. But, you know, we signed up for it. You know, when you incarnate, you know every single thing. These things are incorporated into your life's, your soul's plan. It's all incorporated. It's all incorporated in your grand plan of your earth walk, they just said, yeah. So, we, on a higher level, are the events in our lives and the events as us as a group consciousness, or as a group of the human incarnates in the 22nd, in the 21st century. I always get that mixed up. In the 2020s, living in this time on Earth, you know, we are we're signed up to work with this energy. It's not random. It's not a coincidence. It's all part of all of our soul's journey. And because it's so, you know, this Piscean stuff is so much all that, what I was just discussing. It is past lives. It is all that stuff. You know, there's opportunity to work with that energy, to further expand our consciousness, to further expand our soul growth, to further expand our understanding of, you know, why we're here and what we're doing, and, you know, through whatever means possible. Maybe through meditation, maybe through creativity, maybe through love, with the Venus energy, through love. It's heart opening, you know, for sure. So, you know, it's all there. The energy's there to work with one way or the other. It's not good or bad. It's all about how you use it. You know, there could be, for some people with this Jupiter, if you have the tendency to overdo it on the partying, you know, with the Neptune, the escaping reality, you may feel like you want to, you know, overdo it with the partying, you know. But, and if you do, and you, whatever, don't beat yourself up, you know, just, it's okay. This energy, it can be the martyr too, very much, but it also can be very forgiving. And the Cancer energy is very forgiving. Think about a mother with their children. You know, how many times have you forgiven your kids in your life? I mean, a lot. If you're a mother, you know, or a parent. If you're a parent, you know, you're not a mother necessarily. You know, kids say that, my guide said kids say the darndest things. Yeah, well, kids say some really hurtful stuff and do some really hurtful stuff, you know. And the Cancer energy, you know, it's always about bringing them back into the family fold, forgiving, working forward, you know, these kinds of things. That's the high road, anyway. You don't have to go that way. I mean, we all have free will. You don't have to. You don't have to forgive anybody in this incarnation if you don't want to. You don't have to try to work things out if you don't want to. But I mean, it is why you're here. But, you know, sometimes I always say this too, you know, a lot of times we're ready to incarnate and it's just like, oh yeah, like we got this big plate. Throw on some of that, yeah, oh yeah, I'll take some of that. Oh, neglect, abuse, sure. More, you know, betrayal, oh yeah, I can handle it. Oh, this is going to be great, you know. Yeah, it's look from the outside looking in, it seems like, oh yeah. It's not real. It won't really hurt me. It can't really hurt me. I know that on a higher level. So, yeah, let's have poverty. Sure, pile it on, you know. Oh. So, but then when we get down here, it's like, dang. Well, I would say too, nobody lives up to their soul path 100%. Not even Mother Teresa. That's one of the things. If you're interested in all this soul growth stuff and everything, and I look at your own node, you know, but nobody lives up to their north node 100%. It's just impossible. It's just impossible to do. But we do our best. You know, we just do our best and we make progress. We can at least make progress, you know, towards our higher goals. And maybe it's, you know, a higher goal in this life of acquiring or being successful. And there's nothing wrong with that either. But this is a time with this North Node and with the Neptune especially. It's kicking off conjunct at Neptune. There's no accidents. Come on. This is the time to maybe at least try to incorporate, well, I think our higher goals and spiritual aspirations, basically. But I feel like if you're watching this video, most people that are watching this video, you know, you're pretty much on, you know, aware. You're not watching this video. People who are completely closed off to any kind of spiritual stuff probably aren't going to be watching this video anyway. Right? That's my point. So. Yeah, so, yeah, if you're, speaking of watching this video, I think this is going to go up on January 8th. That will be the absolute last day. If you're watching this on January 8th, last day to get in on that year ahead reading, which is a lot of astrology, and then a tarot reading for the upcoming year, an animal totem. But if you missed that deadline, I do have other readings on my site. You can get a 1 or 2 question reading. You know, you can, if you're more into astrology, I do have the soul reading where we do look at your past lives and your soul journey and what you are trying. If you're not sure and you want a little insight into that, you know, I can definitely tune into that. I love doing the soul reading. It's probably my favorite type of reading to do. And then astrology-wise, isn't there another one? I do the soul reading. I do the soulmate reading, which is 2 people's charts, and we look at your karma and I tune into your past lives together and what you're working out as partners in this incarnation. So there's that. But for just like meat and potatoes, regular questions and stuff, I have the 1 and 2 question reading. But as of today, when I'm uploading this video, well, this video will go live. I'll probably upload it a day early or so. It's going to go live, I think, on the 8th. So then, if you're watching this on the 8th, then you have 1 day left if you want the year ahead. But otherwise, you know, there's all kinds of other stuff, you know, at vickieverlie.com. And I have, you know, books and decks and different things, too. So, you know, this all goes towards supporting me doing these videos on YouTube for all these years now. I mean, I started in 2013, I think. I might have started the astrology in 2012, even. I definitely started the tarot in 2013, though. So, you know, I've been doing it all these years, and the income generated from different things, or, you know, those, where you give the cash on I even forget what it's called. You can do it through YouTube, or there's donations and different things, or I have Patreon. I do a weekly astrology breakdown in 12 cards. Cards for each sign of the 12 signs. So all these things, if you enjoy my content, or just if you don't want to purchase anything, even if you don't want to purchase a deck, a book, or anything, that could, you know, you can always just hit that like and subscribe, and that just helps me out a lot. You know, it helps get my videos out to more people, and, you know, different types of people and different types of maybe some people have never heard of this type of astrology where, you know, you do it more psychically. I think a lot of people haven't, you know. So, anyways, I do appreciate everybody who does tune in on a regular basis. You know, actually, the numbers of these chart readings have been down a little bit. So, if you do like them, you know, and you want to keep me to keep doing them, please do let me know in the comments, too, as well. Because the last couple ones just really haven't even broke 1,000, so... You know, if people aren't interested in it, then, you know, I'm not going to do them anymore. I want to do what you want me to do. You know, I want to do what you're interested in, my viewers and stuff. And I know people have been saying, you know, they like, so many people like that timeline video. And I know I did at one point say I would try to do another timeline video, but after reviewing the material in my channeled books, there is a lot of timeline stuff in there. I mean, it might be better if you just check out the books. I mean, you can get them in the Kindle Lending Library for free, and they're available on Audible, they're available in paperback and all kinds of ways. So all of the books, the 3 that are published already, and the 4th one that's pretty much done, I just have to format it and everything. That timeline stuff gets talked about a lot, and what it basically is, what it's been, is because I've been psychic my whole life. All right, I've been psychic. I was a psychic kid and everything, and I had a lot of experiences that were really freaky, and that I never knew how to explain. And I never had anybody to really. My grandmother, to extent, but her knowledge was fairly limited too. I mean, she was into Edgar Cayce, and she read fate magazines. There wasn't a whole lot around back then. It wasn't like it is now, nowhere near. And, I would tell people, hey, I think I saw an alien or whatever, and they'd be like, what, So I toned that all down a lot, but I have this whole bunch of crazy experiences happen. And a lot of what the books are is me just asking, hey, remember that time when I thought I saw the spaceship, or I had that past life flash of this different thing? What was actually going on? And my guides tell me what it is, and they explain it to me. But it's also, when they're explaining it to me, it's also definitely information that I think it's kind of interesting, but it's information that applies to everybody. I never put real personal stuff in there. Some of them are my personal crazy stories of just these crazy things that happen, but because I'm wanting answers, my mom would always say it's your imagination or you're dreaming, and I was like, I know it's not my imagination. I knew I wasn't dreaming. I was having these wild things that are happening. And then there's that whole thing talking about Pisces and Neptune. There's that collective remembrance. I feel like I had a couple of past lives where, I think I was definitely institutionalized more than once. I would think I had a lobotomy once. I had a vision of that. And I had another one where I was in some kind of insane asylum with these women in long dresses. But you could, even today, you could get locked up or be put on drugs. Oh, if you're hearing voices, you're automatically schizophrenic. And not that schizophrenia is not a real thing, but I feel like not everybody who's hearing voices is schizophrenic. I think a lot of people that are hearing voices are psychics, but then they just, so there's always this underlying fear of, really coming out full blast, letting my freak flag fly all the way. And I know many people are on that boat too. They don't want to, because what's going to happen? Well, now there's the internet, but even just, you get shunned from the tribe. I mean, I don't know how many times in my life I've gotten these really weird looks, I'm like, oh man, what if it's blah, 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 and then everybody in the room just looks at you like, what, you freak? What are you talking about? So you tone it down, you draw it back. That's a lot of this Pisces energy too. It's interesting, I kind of went off on this little tangent, because that's also the Piscean energy, that's that downward fish of withdrawing it, like, oh, I better not talk about that. But this is the time to go deep into it and open it up and do take a look at it. And this is a time when we have the internet, where we can connect with other people who have had similar experiences. And it is more accepted by society, for sure, Even though in America, I don't think people are getting burned as witches, And that's another collective trauma that many people who have been incarnating and trying to bring forth this, higher consciousness energy have encountered, So, well, we could talk about that all day long. But anyways, this is the reading. I hope that you enjoy it. Again, if you're watching this and would like to get it written from me, you'll have to go over to my website. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. It's diving into the deep end. That's what this is all about, okay? Have a great full moon, and I'll be back again soon. Bye.